It is so lekker to be back with the gang again. Yes, it was good fun doing the final round of the racing at Swartkops. But I mean, come on, you can't really beat this. Elise has done a great job getting everything packed and sorted. We left her in Nelspruit. Was that fun, eh? She's kind of smiling at me. Getting everything, well done. So we're getting everything rigged and packed up. We're meant to go to Swaziland today, but do me a favor, just come have a look at this. I mean, you do not get a better setup than this. And I just thought it deserves another day to hang out with Henty and with Karen and with Garvey, have a nice braai this evening, and just take a deep breath and relax before we tackle what is going to be a pretty intense week. It's been kind of lucky having a bit of a break. I know you've had 2 days on your own, but we went and did a lot of shopping, got a lot of things that we know we now need 1 week in. It's quite nice to regroup.
It was very nice to read my book and not have to film. Do absolutely nothing. And we've had a little bit of time now, and I think we're ready to go and wild camp, because that's what we're doing, right? Wild camping?
No, I booked into lodges everywhere.
Is it 5-star?
No.
I'm excited.
It's like initiation for you, Josh. You've camped plenty.
I heard all the stories of how difficult this thing is to put back together, so we'll have to see.
But this looks like quite a cool little setup for you.
Yeah, no, it's flipping next level. Eh? You know a good campsite when you see one, so I think it's going to be an awesome night.
But I'm lucky to have you on the road with us. I mean, you and I have worked together plenty on the normal production stuff.
Yeah.
Just to see how far it is yet. It's going to be a good week.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. It's always a good time with Marius and all his people. So yeah, it's going to be like a Mila, come. Test.
Mila. Oh, no, listen, that's problems, eh?
The Mila stamp of approval. Keep it neat tonight.
Whoa, Ma, where are we going? She said there and back just to see how far it is. Whoa, Pa, why are we going? He said, 'cause we got this time that y'all gave in our hands, just to see how far it is. Oh, come on, brother, please. Won't show us just how far it is.
Before we settled into the serious business of braaiing, I grabbed a moment to talk business with Henty.
What 81 what?
816.
Sounds like oil. What is that?
So it's 816. It's a bigger nut, very good quality. It bears fruit later from 8 years and older, where the A4s like that is quicker into production. But it's a very good quality.
How do you decide what to plant where?
Now, sometimes it's the riverfronts, which is colder. You plant trees that can handle that cold. They like more water areas, so you plant them on higher areas, and they don't mind terrible soil. The soil is really not nice.
Because I was going to say, like, everyone suddenly has gone like mad for macadamia from a farming perspective, and I kind of wonder, is that not also a bad thing? Because now suddenly you're flooding the market because everyone's producing macadamia.
Funny enough, the macadamia industry is only 3% of the tree nut market in the world, so it's small. It's still very small. So
why has it become so popular here now suddenly?
I think
Conditions?
It grows here. The conditions is good here in our area. It does very well.
Is this local market stuff or is it all export?
All export. Nothing is going to the local market. The local market's too small at the moment.
We met ages ago when Davy was arriving at racing, and you were the dad that wasn't like, I'm an ex-racing driver, pushing his son into racing, but you've like really been great as parents, supporting him on that little venture. But interesting to come to your farm and know that farming isn't a generational thing for you either. Like, you weren't a farmer, so how did you and your dad get into this?
My father bought the first farm on top here 28 years ago, and he wanted just his horses on the farm, and then he built a house for himself, and then we said, okay, but let's plant something. So he felt that macadamias was the right thing to do. Luckily, I think in our area it is, and then we just started planting. So we started with 8 hectares, and from there it became bigger and bigger. We're still not big like the big guys, but we're enjoying it. We've got a full-time manager looking after the farm. So me and Davy is working in the irrigation business. But it's a privilege to just stay on the farm and be part of it.
I mean, you sent me a clip and said, oh, you can come and camp here. We don't, it's private, it's for our friends and family, but come and stay. And we drove in here. I was like, this is honestly, I'm calling it Henty's heaven. It must be really good for the soul.
It's amazing. You get recharged there. So it's amazing. But there's spots on the farm, different spots that does the same.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
But I suppose this for me is what makes this area so lekker, is like there's just natural water. I mean, you're saying it's dry, you actually haven't had rain, but the waterfall's flowing, the water's running.
Yeah.
Is that what makes the Nelspruit region so lekker?
So this river is the Stads River, and we've got 895 hectares of macadamias and avos and citrus that's been irrigated from this river.
For this?
So there's not enough water for everybody. So we created a water board here. We've got water meters in all the extraction points, all the pumps. So we've been running for the last 4 years on 50% of our allocation to make sure that we leave water for the Crocodile River.
Okay.
We must always let water through to them. And there's enough water. You must just look after them.
Because there are other areas that don't have this. So your business, you'll come to a farm and say, right, this is what you need unique to your area, and you'll lay all the irrigation, the systems, the piping.
Yeah, we do the whole planning of the pump houses and where we extract the water and the main lines and the filter banks and or either micro or drip irrigation or whatever we do. So we do that whole process for them and supply all the pipes and fittings and everything.
It's so lekker too. I mean, we've obviously chatted with Davy, and in terms of like his passion for the family business, but also bringing in the youthful thing of drones and new technology and developing that, because that must be a really cool added service for the irrigation business.
Yeah, I think it was for my father nice to have me to bring in a new sort of dimension, and for him it's technology for us. So we're in our third generation, which is awesome, and we're very privileged to have that. So yes, it's nice. We want to be there, that we sort of in the front runners of technology in the business, but it's a privilege.
You know, size is always such an important thing for guys. Davy, I think you win this one. I mean, that Mavic 3 isn't the smallest drone on the market. What is this?
So this is a DJI T3 drone. So what the T3 stands for is the size of the tank. So it contains 30 liters of any chemical you put in there. And the T40 obviously is for 40 liters and the T50 for 50 liters.
Battery operating time on this, like how long do you get on a flight?
This drone can fly about 12 minutes on a battery. So we can do between 2.5 and 5 hectares.
On a battery?
Depending on terrain.
And weather, if it's a hell of a windy day, or is that the battery? This thing is flipping heavy. You can do, how many arm calls can you do with your battery?
I haven't tried, but I also don't want to try. So.
Yes, I'm on 3, that's done. You take over. Thing's flipping heavy. So that runs off that one battery?
Runs on the one battery, yeah. So usually we want to have a lot of backup. So when we do our spraying, we have 4 batteries. So also a charger that charges this battery in 10 minutes. That is quite nice.
We're talking 30 kgs because it can take 30 liters. Then that battery must weigh 15 kgs easy. Then you realize the lift capacity of this drone. It's actually quite mad. And do you fly it, or can you program it on a grid to do its own thing?
So I never fly this drone personally by myself on a remote. Everything we do is we set it up and we set a grid and you push a button and away the drone goes.
I don't want to be messing this up, you know what I mean? Because if you put this bird down wrong, how much are these things?
Well, anything between 300 and 500k.
Ah, okay. No pressure, Morris. It was so cool to be able to fly that. It's a different animal. You realize it's not here for fun. It's here to work. So how do you get to program that thing to do the right thing? Are you using GPS or what do you guys use?
You use the small Maverick to just get the terrain of it, so it takes a few pictures and the terrain slopes and whatever, and then I program that thing on the grid we want it to fly on.
Because how do you make sure that it's super accurate?
RTK is just a system that talks to the satellites. It's millimeter accurate, and it's one thing we definitely had to invest in. When we take it back to the designs we do for farmers, especially on the irrigation side, you can't be 2 or 3 meters out. It has to be accurate. The products we usually spray on the trees takes time and labor, which increases the cost for farmers. So the nice thing about the drone is it takes one operator, and we can spray about 120 hectares per day. It takes, like us, it takes a week to put it by hand. The nice thing about the product we spray is it's environmental friendly, so it's safe for animals and people, and obviously it makes it safe for us. We don't spray with all the sprayers that's on it, so I've converted it. It took me quite a while to figure out, especially with the pumps in the drone. So what it does is it's flat, so it forms into like huge drops. It's not a fine spray.
Okay.
It has to be a drop. You want to get the tops, get inside, and that's the nice thing about the drone is it doesn't fly as fast, so it doesn't just get the top ends of the tree. The main thing is to be as accurate as possible and as efficient as possible.
But in here, all I thought you could do was drive a car fast. Now you can bloody fly a drone, you can farm, you can crop dust.
Yeah, thank you.
No, he's done well. He can drive a car. Eh?
You can.
You get it from
No,
you.
no, I like Sparky, but
Classic. And now we're gonna have a lekker braai.
Great.
I can think of nothing bloody better.
yeah.
What a cool step. So there's one thing that I've been seriously looking for. Third season, I finally come right. I have found not just a buddy, a speedo buddy.
From South Africa. I love it.
Josh, this is going to you. This is not how we eat every single night on Just to See How Far It Is. Don't get your hopes up. Just saying. No.
So,
That's proper. Eh?
good night.
Well, Henty was saying that they really desperately need the rain. And it arrived last night and it looks like it's going to rain the whole week. But it's incredible how quickly that one night of rain has made an impact on the waterfall. It's going to make packing up a bit of a challenge because it's still raining now this morning. I'm really happy for that. I mean, this is what the farmers need right now, and that's what matters. Us having a bit of a mission packing up in the wet, nah, who cares? Are you happy that you decided to move indoors?
Yeah, no, it's buckets in down properly. I think I would be a bit more miserable this morning if I didn't.
Few things that Bundutech needs to still sort out on the Warrior. I mean, they are upgrading it and they're learning. It's their first time doing a teardrop, which are some water issues. I'll show you guys inside where it drips through. And even like now, if I open the lid, you'll see water starts dripping off the back of this. And check here, and then that drips into your kitchen, which isn't ideal. But this is what we saw on the Bundu Trail as well. Obviously, this awning cover sits here, and whatever rain is happening on the back then filters through and comes off these straps. So if you have a look there now, I've got all this water dripping down. Check the top of the kitchen. So it drips off of that as well, and then ultimately ends up in your kitchen. But obviously the biggest concern for us, I think it's coming through the top of the roof. But have a look at that water line. Look how deep this is. And that water's got to go somewhere. That's the irritation now, because our ground cover is literally taking a swim in what looks like a hot tub up top there. There's no ways I'm going to put our dry chairs in there now as well. So I guess the only cool thing about the Warrior is that you've got the space inside to pack into. So our little organized environment inside is going to turn into a bit of chaos because we've got to throw a lot of stuff in there now. This is the Baywatch run. Growing up the ocean and surfing, with so much respect for the raw power of nature and water in particular. And yesterday was so mellow, diving out with jawling and letting the waterfall land in your head. Now, just after a bit of rain, literally smashes you down, holds you under. So I can imagine when this whole waterfall is cascading down. Oh, it's hectic, man. But what a way to start the day. Come on, let's go. Go, let's go.
So our general grabbers were rolling, but there was time for final goodbyes and some route guidance.
Jy gaan sukkel. Ja, ek het lank vir Swaziland 10 jaar gewerk vir die suikerriete, maar daai Bolembo pad oor in die somer wat ons nou net verby is in wintermaande is 'n absolute goeie stof. Daai wat so ontplof as jy deur ry. En nou met die reën gaan dit 'n slurry wees wat jy gaan try deurborstel. Maar moenie worry nie, hulle het trekkers wat die houttrokke uittrek. Hulle staan permanent op standby. There will be someone to help you.
So what's the plan of action for the draft?
So the plan of action is actually to stay here. We've moved. We're not going anywhere. The rest of the season is happening right here.
We're gonna get stuck. I can feel it. And I'm preparing myself mentally for it.
No, look, I mean, last time we got stuck, and that was a rookie error on my part, but at least now I've upgraded. I've got max tracks, and I've also got a lacquer runner winch on there, so I'm hoping that I've got all the gear that I'm never going to have to use. You lekker?
Yeah, I'm good.
Nice weather for doing a branding touch-up, eh?
It is.
Yeah, so there were a couple of little branding tweaks we needed to make, and what I love is that everything that we do is about living local, loving local, and supporting local. So Andrew from Simply Iconic, who's done all the branding and made our car look super cool, actually found a local business here in Nelspruit, sent all of the stickers and the amendments down with us, and yeah, we're getting it done. So the ocean sign arts have been superb, helping us out, and that's what we love, looking after local business. It's cool. So guess what's happened? I've listened to you.
What? It's on camera.
Expect snow and hail in Mbombela. No, so listen, I've spoken to Jason in Swazi, and he said to me, listen, that Bolembo road is very, very slick. And I mean, Henty and them also warned us about it. It's like proper through the forestry clay. So it's a longer route, and we're not sadly going to go through Barberton, which I'm bummed about, because apparently that road is beautiful, a lot of really cool stuff to see. So we're going to actually go around to Oshuk border post. So it's a bit of a longer drive to get in, but we're going to basically go through Mbabane, the capital, and work our way around and meet up with the guys there. So safety first, because I'd like to get there and not end up
Stuck.
in a forest tree. As you can see, hectic mist, not great conditions, and we've got to set up camp in this. I don't know, I'm hoping for a miracle that once we cross the border, it's like whew, the mist will clear and it'll be blazing sunlight. Yeah, not gonna happen, eh? Well, we've actually officially now, well, left South Africa. But we still got to get into Swazi. That's on the other side of that gate, so it's going well.
But I can see your import permit from the Swazi side. Do you have it?
I'm not importing, I'm just traveling.
You're traveling?
I don't live here, I'm just traveling through.
We
So I
going
went-
where? Are you going?
I'm going out in Jozini. I'm spending 2 nights.
Oh, you go. You and
Yeah.
you're in transit.
I'm transit. I'm camping. Yeah, no, I'm not moving here. I know it
Why
looks.
not camping in our country?
I am. I'm camping here. I'm going to Pine Valley. I'm staying
Pine
there.
Valley.
But you can
Alright.
see I've got my house with me. It's my house behind me.
Yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, I'm definitely.
But your house is too small.
Jason, we've just crossed the border, so we're in Swazi, my man, heading down to you in Pine Valley. It's actually quite cool going through the suburbs because they're not too different to us.
And it'll say Sibebe Resort to your right. So just follow the signs for Sibebe Resort and we'll find you along the road.
I like your stickers.
I like your rig.
Oh, lekker.
Are you good?
Yeah, we're all good. There's not much surfing here, but
Not yet. We're going to get there. We're rolling down to the coast. So let's be fair, call it what it is. The first week has kind of been just to see how far it is, the glamping edition. And the minute we cross the border into Swaziland, heading to Jason's place, I mean, this is what you come overlanding for. You know, our vehicles are geared up to be capable. And you've also got a trailer that is a teardrop, but it's a teardrop that can go places. And yeah, we still don't really know where we're going, but I don't actually care because I could stop right here and I would be, yeah, I'd be in heaven. It's amazing, seriously. Swaziland, thank you, loving you already. You do not get anything more dramatic than this. I mean, the sun's trying to fight through the rain clouds. You've got mist rolling over. Like they're going to be giants cruising through these boulders. It's just, it's incredible. It really is. Cheers.
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 Guys, cheers.
Awesome.
welcome to Off-Track.
Amazing. Sibebe on Sibebe.
Fitting.
It's fitting.
We're just lucky.
River sand, whatever.
Yeah, where the pin
It's completely flat, and on the end it's got a little lip like this.
is going to be okay there.
Dodgy chair.
We are getting. I'm quite emotional because these oaks are so lacquer. No, they're actually bloody maniacs. But how amazing is this spot? I'm crying out of love. So we've whipped out our special little braai, and we're having burgers because we thought it was raining, so we thought it would be clever. So now these oaks are showing off with potjie. Anyway, I'm gonna have to settle for a burger, Josh. I've literally got a tear running down my cheek. It's okay. It's okay.
And there were a few more tears when it came time to settle into bed.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit annoyed because we had a bit of leaking around the sides, and I said earlier when we were in Nelspruit that the storage units on top, the water was just pooling, and it seemed like it was running down the sides. But now we're literally setting up, getting ready for bed, and we lift everything out, and the mattress is now absolutely soaked. Not from the top or from the sides, but from the bottom. That whole floor is absolutely drenched. So I don't know where it's gone wrong. Look, I know they want us to trial the thing and sort things out, but I mean, for us, I think you want to be doing this sort of stuff before you're giving it to people on a 31-day trip. Well, luckily we bought a fan to keep ourselves cool. Now we're trying to use the fan to actually dry our sheet because it's absolutely drenched. I don't know how we're going to get this floor dried. I mean, it's just not ideal because there's no chalet around here. We are wild camping properly, and yeah, we can't really sleep in that car. Maybe I must. Hey, I've got a wetsuit.
I'm going to sleep in my wetsuit. Feels like we're making a bed for an incontinent person. Now it's 4:20 and this is probably the worst scenario for us because it's yeah, they did predict more rain for today and a proper storm has hit, so the stuff we put out to dry is now really wet because with the wind it's blowing past the awning. My biggest concern was that our awning was going to be taking strain and we needed to put that down, because if we've got no awning then we really are cocooned in our warrior, which is wet. But the awning's doing a great job. It's all secure, all looks fine. So back to sleep. We dry, which is not a bad thing. But the stuff that is wet is not going to dry, which is the flaw of our warrior.
Just to see how far it is. Just to see how far it is. Oh, come on, brother, please. Won't show us just how far it is.
Freedom to roam. You can pick a direction, go for a wander, get lost in the rocks. It's like a great spot.
That little throwdown tent was taking off. It was flipping mad. And now it's calm. The places that you've got a mission to get to are worth it because of the mission. Amazing. What a day. And then to get back to the camp and have a view like this, it's been a great day. It's been the best day. I'll have a few more of these, please.